Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all well. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make one of these Eras Tour friendship bracelets, or friendship bracelet for whatever you want it for. So I'm going to be showing you one with 5 letters, but you can actually make this with as many or as few letters as you like, which will fit in a bracelet obviously. And so to make one of these you're going to need your alphabet beads, and these are 7mm round alphabet beads. You'll need 3 different size 11 seed beads, one for around the edge of your letters, so one colour for around the edge of there, one colour for the edge of your band of your bracelet, and then the third colour can also be a mix if you want. So I'm going to do this neon mix for down the middle. This one's available in my shop, which is in the description below if you want to have a look. You'll also need your string. I'm using 40 inches of 6-pound fire line, and that makes a 6-inch bracelet with 5 letters. Oh, and a beading needle. First thing you're going to do is pick up 20 beads of the colour around the edge. Slide those down until they're halfway down your thread. So about halfway, it doesn't have to be exact, but until they're about halfway, and then go up through that first bead. And then when you pull that through, it should create this circle of 20 beads. And then because it's the first little part and I don't want it sliding around everywhere, I'm just going to go through all of those beads again until I'm coming out of that same bead. And it's the one your tail thread's coming out of if you forget where you are. So once you've done that, you can pick up your first letter bead. And now my string is coming out the bottom of this bead here, which is important. We're going to count round through 10 beads to get to the 10th bead. And when you've counted round to the 10th bead around, you're going to also want to come out the bottom of that bead. So go down through the top of the 10th bead, so you're coming out of the bottom like you are at the other end. Pull it tight and you should have this. So now you're going to pick up one of your colour that's going to go along the edge of your band, one of that same colour from around the edge of your letters, and one more of the colour of your band. And coming out of this bead here, you're going to go back into that same bead but on the opposite side to where your thread's coming out of, so through the top, to bring those down into a little group of 4. And then you're going to go through the pink one on the bottom, or through the one on the bottom, whatever colour yours is, and through the one on the side, and that's going to be the first bead in your next circle. So this time, because you've already got that one bead, you're just going to pick up 19 of your colour that's around the edge. And when you pick them up, you're going to go back into that bead but on the opposite side. So you get this second circle of beads. Now we're going to add our second letter bead, so pick that up the right way round, and then coming out the top of this bead over here, you're going to count round to the 10th bead again, and you're going to go up through that bead, so you're coming out the top of that bead as well. So count round 10 beads and then come up through that 10th bead to place that second letter in the middle of the circle. And pull it nice and tight because you don't want it getting loose around the edge of these letters. And then you're going to pick up one of your colour that's around the edge of your band, one of the one that's around your letters, and then another one from the edge of the band, and going back into that bead that you're already coming out of but on the opposite side like we did last time. To create that little group again, you're going to go through the next 2 beads, so you're coming out of the one that's the same colour as the ones going around the edge of your letters. So then again, you're going to pick up 19 of that colour again and go back into the one that you're coming out of but on the opposite side, so you can create a circle. Pull those through so you have this, and you're coming out the bottom this time. Pick up your next letter. Count round through the next 10 beads and make sure you're coming down through that 10th bead the same way. So then you have this, and then you're going to pick up that group again of band colour, letter colour, band colour, and then go back into the bead that you're coming out of but on the opposite side like we did last time, to create that group and travel round through the 2 so you're in position to add your next circle of beads. And then you're going to keep going, repeating this until you've got all of your letter beads circled. So then you should have this So I've got 5 letters again, so I know exactly how many rows of my bracelet pattern I need to do. But what you need to do at this point is measure around your wrist, find out what size bracelet you need, and then you need to find the centre of that. So for example, a 6-inch bracelet, you're going to find where number 3 is, obviously, and then that's where you want to place your middle bead. If you don't have a middle bead, do it between the 2 middle beads. And as you're creating your band and as you're going along, you want to keep putting this back down on your mat and looking to see how close you are, you know, to getting the length that you need. So place your 3 or whatever your middle number is in the middle, and then you'll know how much you need to add on each side of your letters, if that makes sense. So on this side I need like 1 3/4 inches, and the same on the other side, obviously. Your clasp doesn't take up much room, but just bear in mind you've also got the length of your clasp as well. So as you go along, just keep checking that to make sure you're not making your bracelet super long on one side. You want it to be even on both sides. So to do the band, we're going to start by picking up 5 of your edge colour, 1 of your middle colour of your band, and then 5 more of your edge colour. And then we have this, and then you're going to go back into the bead that you're coming out of, but on the opposite side to your thread, so that we have this smaller circle, and then pull it nice and tight so the loops don't come undone around the edge of your alphabet beads. And then you're going to pick up 3 of your mix, or 3 of the colour that's going down the middle, and coming out the bottom of this bead, so we're going to be coming out the bottom again of the one opposite, so the one in that different colour, you're going to go down through that one the same direction through the top to the bottom. Pull it tight and you should have this. So now we're going to do the same thing again, so you're going to pick up 5 of your edge colour, followed by 1 of your middle colour and 5 more of your edge colour. So we have that pattern again, and then you're going to go back through the bead you're coming out of, which is the middle colour, and the opposite side, top to bottom. So we have this, picking up 3 of your middle colour and going through that middle colour bead opposite, through the top, down to the bottom. Pull it through, pull it tight, and you have this. So that is basically it for the band. So picking up 5 each time of your edge colour, 1 of your middle colour, 5 of your edge colour, and you always go back through that bead on the opposite side, so down through the top, and then picking up 3 of your middle colour and going through that opposite middle colour bead through the top to the bottom in the same direction. Pull it tight every time and you have this. So that's what you want to do. You've got to keep going now until, like I said, keep measuring so you've got the same length on either side, and then once you've got the length on one side, swap your needle over to your tail thread and do the same length on the other side, and then after that measure it just one more time to make sure you don't need to add any on either side, and then we'll add the clasp. Okay, so I've done that, and you might notice I've got 1 less group on one side. I did have on the other bracelet as well. It just works out that 1 more on each side is too long, and I hate a bracelet that slides around on my wrist. But if I didn't add the extra one, it wasn't long enough. So I just don't mind it being a bit uneven, because when I'm wearing it you can't really tell. So once you've got to the length that you need, then we're going to add the clasp. So it's the same on both sides, so I'm just going to show you on this side because that's where my thread is. So you should be coming out of that end bead. You're going to pick up 1 of your edge colour, followed by the first half of your clasp, and then 1 of your edge colour, and you're going to go back through the bead you're coming out of on the opposite side like always. Pull that through and then circle through those beads you just added as many times as you want. Make sure it's really, you know, secure, because this is the part of the bracelet that has the most tension on it, with the opening and closing of the clasp all the time. So make sure that's really secure, you don't want it coming loose, and that's how you add the clasp. So it's the same at the other end. So I'm going to show you how to tie your knots so that you know how to do that on both ends. But yeah, exactly the same on both ends. So to tie your knots, you're going to take your needle and place it or move it under the threads that are connecting the bead that you're coming out of to the next one. So my needle's actually gone under those threads to capture them. Create a loop and go through that loop twice, and then pull it down nice and tight. Make sure the knot tightens, and always move away from your knot before you cut it. But in this case, I'm going to move down through the bracelet and use up my remaining thread and make it as secure as possible by tying loads of knots, because there's loads of places where you can tie knots on this one. Then you're going to do the same on the other end. Once you've done that, then we're all finished. So this is what it looks like. So if you make one of these, I would absolutely love to see what words or phrases you put on them. Obviously you can only fit so many letters in a bracelet, but I'd love to see what you do. So send me a picture on Instagram at Beading by Hannah and follow me there, and comment down below anything else you'd like to see. Like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to see more. See you next time. Bye.